Status Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are starting today's discussion. The topic of today is mediation. So, whoever conducts this regression line, they know that regression has got a limitation that it can take only and dependent variable. A good thing with regression is that it has some room for moderation. As we discussed in our previous videos, that interactive term by multiplying independent variable with a moderator variable. So we can have an interaction term and that can be used as an independent variable feeding into the regression. That can be used as a measure of a moderation effect. But for mediation, there is no such way. So we need to have some understanding of mediation. First of all, we will try to define mediation. So all of us have gone through this process model. It has got three parts in it: input, and then input is processed. At the end, we get out. So mediation answers how input will be changed into output. Mediation tells that how independent variable registers its effect on output variable or the dependent variable. We will have some examples of it. You can see that in this diagram, input, process, and output, we have changed it into now independent variable, mediator, and dependent variable. We will have some example. Read the first example. The example says investing in education leads to higher pay because of upskilling. So in this example, investing in education is independent variable. As a result, what happens? Skills improve. So upskilling is the mediator. And finally, pay increases. So if we look at the whole process, you can have it. Now, the second example says that if a manager behave well toward employees, as a result, what will happen? Their commitment will increase. How? As the good behavior will win their trust. So in this example, behaving well is an independent variable. Winning trust or trust is the mediator. And finally, what comes out, that is the improved commitment or increased commitment of employees. So now we have the understanding of mediator. As we discussed in the beginning, that mediation is a little tricky when it comes to calculation. So for moderator, it was very simple that we had the interaction term by multiplying independent variable with a moderator. But here in the case of mediation, we do not have this ease. So as I've written here today, there are 94 different Hayes process models. So when we have got so many models, it is very difficult to learn them and memorize them. So what we do that whenever we have a model, so we will search for it that what method we should employ. Yet we have come up with some of the methods. What I would say the well-known ones. Definitely, the list contains a lot. So with the passage, when we need something, so our exploration would provide us the knowledge that how we can do it. So here in today's session, we are discussing different types of model. You can see the picture. It starts on this slide that it starts with 4 and goes up to 14. So in fact, there are uh, 8 models which are on display. So we will discuss them one by one. The first one is called simple mediation. We have got one independent variable, dependent variable, and a mediator between independent variable and dependent variables. So you can see the names. When IV is directly affecting mediator, that path is called A. Mediator to dependent variable, that is called path B. And IV to dependent variable, that is called path C. Definitely these same labels will be used for the others. So that must be remembered. So when we have got a mediator linking independent variable to dependent variable, so that is called simple mediation, and we have got model 4. In model 5, the moderator is not, the mediator is at its place, but now we have included a moderator between the independent and dependent variable, or path C has got the moderator. In such a case, we would use model 5. Now, that is a very interesting thing. Serial mediation, IV will affect first mediator, that will in turn will affect the second mediator, and that in turn will affect the dependent variable. So we might have heard the name of domino effect. Domino falls, it hits the other one hit the next, and finally the last one falls. So serial mediation is a type of domino effect. IV will have its effect on the first mediator, then first mediator will have its effect on second mediator, and then it will have the final effect on dependent variable. This moderated mediation, it is a well-known one, and I think mostly used when we go to research paper, we will mostly find this model. So here, what we can see, independent variable or the and mediator, they have got a moderator in between them. So that is called moderated mediation, and we use it quite often. If we want to take one example, for example, there is servant leadership. It affects the meaningfulness of employees, which in turn affects their thriving. So that would be the mediation path. But now we bring in the moderator. For example, we bring in a employee's personality. They've got Mac personality or Machiavellian personality. So we will have its effect on mediator, but that relationship will be moderated by Mac personality. But this Hayes process provides another benefit. It also gives us the learning about IV, how it will affect the whole mediation path. So that is something very interesting, which is not available with PLS Smart, but here we have it. So that is a very interesting thing, and we need to understand. Now, the AIDS model, we can see that the moderator is on two paths, path A and path C. Now we will quickly move to the other one. Now we can see that we have got two different moderators affecting the path A, and definitely the mediation between mediator. The relationship which is indirectly affected through mediators, that is also moderated by two different moderators. And similarly, as we move from 7 to 8, so now we are moving from 9 to 10, and here both the moderators are affecting two paths, the direct path and the first level moderating path. And now if we look at 14, it would come up with the second level. Okay? Here, the moderator is between mediator and the dependent variable. As we can see, it is on path B. And as I was telling you previously when we were discussing path 7, that IV affects mediator and mediator affects DV. So this mediation path is also moderated at the second level. So these were some models we showed you. Now we are interested in conducting mediation analysis. So we can see that there are multiple processes. Here, the one which we are interested in is Hayes process. So we would discuss that how it would be conducted. So first of all, I'll show you the model. So servant leadership is the independent variable, thriving at work is a mediator, and work meaningfulness is the dependent variable. So we can see this model is can be this process, this mediation process can be computed through Hayes process model 4. So how it will be done? Okay, and if you have used this SPSS, so you can see that analyze, regression, and this process 4.2, and then we have a window like this, and the variables are inserted in it. You can see that meaningfulness has become a dependent variable here. Thriving at work is mediator, and servant leadership is X variable or independent variable. And after this, we would have our results. But I don't press this button. We just go to SPSS window. So there we can see the things here. Okay. Now we can see this. We've got these variables. And the first one is servant leadership, thriving at work. This is learning opportunities. This is meaningfulness. And here we have calculated the uh, moderation or the interactive term, interaction term. So, in fact, we right now would be interested in these four variables. First, before conducting this mediation through model 4, I just run regression. I go to the linear path, and there I pick the servant leadership as an independent variable, and then meaningfulness, which is the dependent variable, I take it here. And now I run. And what we see, okay? And now have a look at this result. Okay? You can see that servant leadership has a positive impact, and that is significant at 5% significance level. That can be seen here quite well. Okay. Now we come back again to the regression, and here we conduct regression. Okay, and this is the quick window. And here, with the servant leadership, I bring thriving. So now we have got two independent variables. One is servant leadership, and the other is thriving. And now look at the results. What happens to results? Previously, you could see that servant leadership was significant, but now you see still it is significant. But a very interesting thing, its impact has become negative. And in place of it, thriving has become something very important. It has got a significant impact. So what has happened when we introduced thriving at work as an independent variable, because of its relationship with servant leadership, it took the place of servant leadership and began to explain the variation in the dependent variable. And servant leadership previously it had a positive impact. We can see up there. I'll show you once more. Here, it had a positive impact. That positive impact turned out to be a negative one here. So now, with this understanding, see, this the when these two variables, servant leadership and thriving, were combined, and they were used as the predictors of meaningfulness, so we found that the whole situation changed. Previously, say, servant leadership had a positive impact, but now it has got a negative impact. Now we are going to conduct the mediation analysis again. First of all, I'll go and select model 4. I come here, I come to model 4. That affect, okay? So now you can see this. We have got y variable, and we remember that y variable is this meaningfulness. Then we have got independent variable, that is the x variable. Then we have got thriving at work, that is the mediator. We have sent all these variables. Now we go to options. There, if we have to select something, so this is so short total effect that we have picked. Okay, and now I want to always pick this one, but it's not necessary right now because we do not have any more data. So that would be unnecessary, but see, yet I click on it. So we continue and press OK. The this in relation to regression, mediation is a bit heavier, so it takes a longer time. uh, we will wait for a little while. About 10 seconds will be too long, and then we would have our results. So now we have got result. Here you can see that they are telling us that what model we are using, which variables are the dependent variable meaningfulness, okay, which is M here, and servant leadership is independent variable, and mediator is thriving at work. So initially, the results are very much similar to the results which were obtained by uh, regression. But here, there is an important additional thing which we missed out there. Outcome variable is thriving at work. And we can see that thriving has a positive impact on servant leadership has a positive impact on thriving at work. You can see here a 0.2577, and this is p value is significant. Here you try to see one thing which will be quite much helpful for us. This lower level confidence interval and upper level confidence interval. See, if you look in the line of servant leadership, it is 0.20 to 0.31. So it is another way of concluding about the significance if the confidence interval does not contain zero in it, or in other words, both the values are either positive or negative. It is the indication that the independent variable or the variable has got a significant impact on the uh, target variable or outcome variable. So now we move to the outcome variable M. You remember that previously when we ran the analysis together. So I'll show you once more. Okay, the things have moved. Okay. Yes. Now I'll come here. Okay. I was telling you that previously when we run the model, servant leadership and thriving together. So servant leadership had a negative impact. There you can see it again. Now, here, thriving has got a positive impact and servant leadership has got a negative impact. Now, we come to this outcome variable total effect model. Total effect is very much similar to the regression line, which we ran We took servant leadership as an independent variable and meaningfulness as a dependent variable, and we got the same results. 0.712, it was significant at 5%, and there are multiple indications to this confidence interval as well. Now we will break this effect into this mediating impact. So now see, there is total impact. Total effect is this direct effect. Okay, servant leadership has a effect on the dependent, the mediate meaningfulness. So that is the direct effect or total effect. And now we will okay this slide. So we go up, okay. Now we come here, direct effect of X on Y. So when we use both the variables together, previously I showed you, so they showed you the servant leadership had a negative impact. So it's the same thing. Now we come to the last thing. Okay? If I click it, it would go up. So now I have to bring it down again. Indirect effect X on Y through thriving. And you see this effect is 0.2281, and we can see that this it does not provide you p value when you come to this mediation. So it does not provide you the p value. So we can see the uh, LLCI, lower level confidence interval, and upper level confidence interval, and you can look at the values 0.1908, 0.2685, and both of them do not contain zero in it. So it means that this is there is a significant mediating impact. So this was for the first part, or we would say that it was about the uh, mediation for model 4. And now I will show you the results. Okay. Now if we look at the model, servant leadership, thriving at work 0.2577, thriving and meaningfulness, the impact is 0.8853. Now we can see two parts. One is the direct effect, okay, and that was the total effect, and that is C dash or C prime, and that is 0.1569. And that is the direct effect, and total effect. We can see that is the effect when servant leadership was alone used as a predictor of the meaningfulness. So there we can see that it has got a positive impact, but this one has got a negative impact. Now this one, the second table which got thriving at work as a mediator, an indirect effect is 0.282281, and which is significant at 95% confidence interval, 95% confidence level, as both the values 0.19519, 0.1905 the lower value, and 0.2680 the upper value do not contain zero in it. So it means that thriving at work works as a mediator linking servant leadership to meaningfulness. Now, this was the model 4 which we worked on. Now we would work on something that is called model 7. You can see here we have employed this perceived learning opportunity as a moderator. And we can see that the moderator is between servant leadership and thriving at work. So this model can answer two questions. Okay, first the mediation, and then the second thing which it can do, that conditional mediation. Okay, so conditional mediation would be that when perceived learning opportunities is there as a moderator between servant leadership and thriving at work. So how it will be affecting the whole mediation path. Linking servant leadership to work meaningful over servant leadership to work meaningfulness through thriving at work. So how it would be done? Again, we remember, and here you can see that we have got a moderated learning opportunities down there, and then we would have some results. But now we are going there to run it once more. Okay. So we come to the data again, and before running this regression, we would run before running this process, we go to regression. And here, what I do that I remove this thriving at work, and I bring this learning opportunities. And now see here, we have got two variables. One is servant leadership and the other is the interaction term. Just I want to show you that how it would affect the moderation, how it would show the moderation, and similar value would be shown to us at other places as well. So now we can see that servant leadership is not significant, but the what I would say the interaction term, servant leadership and this perceived learning opportunities they work as a moderator. It means that when perceived learning opportunities is more, servant leadership will have a positive impact, and when perceived learning opportunities are less, it would not have a positive impact, or the impact would be a bit less. Now we move to this process, but you must remember that in this analyze, regression, and the process, you can find it here. Okay. So if I go there, the goal model is there. What I need to do that I need to include it as a moderator W. The first moderator is W, and second moderator, the second path is the moderator Z. So here we have moderator at the first level, and now it is this model 7. I click on model 7. Okay, and now I would go and to the options to pick some things. Okay, and here there is very interesting thing, and that is values to show the impact, residual, identify, show covariance, green code, show total effect. It would not be needed because we don't have pairwise standard effect test. Interaction, residual, identify. And where's it gone? I'm really very confused that it should have shown me the moderator impact identified cases with missing value allow X by mediated model 4 only. Okay, so that's very interesting because we have this in model 7, the impact of moderator, and it gives some values. Code, yes, it's here. Generate code for visualizing interaction. So it is at second, but I was missing it. So now I've seen it. That's good. Okay, it means that I'm getting old and my eyesight is becoming weaker. Yet we move to the continue and okay. So as previously I told you that in comparison to regression, mediation part takes a longer time. Now I will show you what results we obtain. It's taking a bit longer. Okay? We have to wait for it. And now we've got it. Okay? Again, in the beginning, they've got this. Okay? Here you can see servant leadership, perceived learning opportunities, and interaction term. Now they've got the interaction term shown here, and we can see that the interaction term is not significant here. Okay, so when this servant leadership and perceived learning opportunities both were taken, so this servant leadership is found to be significant, and the other two perceived learning opportunities and the interaction term of servant leadership and perceived learning opportunities is not found to be significant. So that is our first result. So the interaction term or the hypothesis regarding the relationship between the moderating role of perceived learning opportunities linking the path of servant leadership and thriving at work is found to be non-significant. So the moderation impact is non-significant. Now we move to the other part. That here you can see conditional effect. Okay. Now this is something very important. Okay. We can see that perceived learning opportunities value is 2.02. It is one standard deviation less than mean, and 4 is at mean, and 6 is one standard deviation above mean. And now we can see here, okay, all of them are significant, and we can see one thing. Initially, the impact is 0.3243, then 0.46, and gradually it is increasing. There was the thing, there was the 0.8, oh, no, not this one again. We have to come here. This is 0.5336. So at the top it is 0.287, and at bottom it is 0.5336. So we can see that this effect with perceived learning opportunities, servant leadership impact through thriving improves on meaningfulness. And here we can see the index of moderated mediation. This thing does not contain the p-value in it, but again the same formula that the confidence interval, the lower value and upper value should not contain zero, or both should be either positive or negative. So here both of them are positive. It means that perceived learning opportunity moderates the mediation path linking servant leadership to meaningfulness through thriving is found to be significant, statistically significant. So that is something. And now we would create the what I would say the that moderation graph. Okay, so for that I need some values. I would like to copy them Okay, I want to pick these values. Okay, they are not coming to me easily, but somehow I would manage to pick them. They are stubborn, but my struggle would not end here. Okay? So I pick these values. You remember the first value is servant leadership, the second one is perceived learning opportunities, and third one is thriving. So in fact, the other people they prefer to use SPSS for this graph, but I do not go for SPSS. I go for Excel again. And here in Excel, the graph can be produced. And here, when I copy the values, but here now see, I write servant leadership and servant leadership. I put right here, servant leadership. And I provide some values here. What values I get here? The first one is 2.63. 2.63. 4. Okay, that I've got. Okay, the second one is 4.39. 4.39. Okay, 391. That's good. Okay, and the third value is 6.1482. 6.1482. These are the three values I've got. And now what I do that I bring this 7 to all the text again. I should do it to that. Okay. So now the second variable I've got is this perceived learning opportunities. But for that, I'm not writing the values. I'm writing low, uh, moderate, and high. And these are the words I've written. Okay. And here, what I will do that I will merge them. And here I would write perceived learning opportunities. Perceived learning opportunities. Okay. Now I have to put values here. The first value is 4.07 and that is the value for PL. And here 3.09. I write here 3.09. Look at that I've written. And then at the same level 3.66. That is another value. And then I've got 4.22. That is the value for the low. And now I move to the moderate part 3.67 is the first value. So I've written 3.67 and the second value is 4.48, 4.48. Okay. And the third value is 5.299, or I will write it 5.2. Okay, and now I come to the high values. Here I can see that 4.25, 4.25, and the 5.31. Okay, and the last value is 6.37. 6.37. That I've got. Okay, now I've got the table, the value I've copied in tabular form. Now what I need to do that I need to select these values. Okay, I've selected. Now it's my first try. The things are wrong, so we would come. Now here in insert, I go to this insert scatter. Okay, that I clicked. Okay, the first one I've selected, and now you can see here. But here these values are a bit different. Now what I need to do that I need to convert this switch row and column. Okay, now you see low perceived learning opportunities, moderate and high. Okay, so what I do here, here I write this three times. Okay, so it will be more helpful. I delete it. Okay, and this perceived learning opportunities would merge them. Okay, and then I copy and paste it in this place, in this place, and in this place. Okay, it will be more helpful if I write it thrice. Okay, now again I will select the data. Okay, it is not getting selected quite easily. Yet I will try. Now I go to this insert and this got it again. Now again I've been switching the rows and columns. Low perceived learning opportunities, moderate perceived learning opportunities. Then we can see that we have got the graph. Okay. And now what we need to do, this graph does not show us many of the things again. Now see this quick layout is something very useful. And here I move to the different parts again. And when I move here, so then I see something interesting. Okay. What I do here, there are some things which I need to remove. The delete button is very helpful. Since our child, there are some things which have been very much helpful. Copy paste and the delete button. So today I'm making a good use of delete button. Now what I need to do that I need to name these axis. Okay, so that is thriving. Okay, thriving at work. I will name it. Okay, that I've done. And here this axis is servant leadership, and I would name it servant leadership. That I've done. Mhm. Here, what we need to do that these lines have got very difficult things in it. Okay, if we go to this line, no, no, I'm here. First, I will click this align, and then I'll okay. Now see, I make it black, and then I make it solid. So you see that the things change. Okay, this is now the second one. I click on this line, and now this color I will make it black, and I'll change its style to this one, like it, quite visible to me now. The last one I will not change. I will just change the color of it, and now we can see it. Okay? So that is the graph, and uh, it shows us that how the things are working. For high perceived learning opportunities, you can see that the graph is very steep, and here we can see that it's very horizontal. Okay, so as we are moving from high perceived learning opportunities to low perceived learning opportunities, so the graph is becoming flatter. So the hypothesis which we had that perceived learning opportunities moderates the relationship between servant leadership and thriving at work, and the other hypothesis that the mediation path linking servant leadership to meaningfulness through thriving uh, are both of them are found to be significant. So the same results is shown here by the graph. Especially, it does not show the whole mediation, but it shows that the relationship between servant leadership and thriving at work changes when the value of perceived learning opportunity changes from low to high. So now we come back to results. The result I showed you here in the spaces, you remember these were the results. Okay, but these results we have copied here, and we have produced some results here, and that would be something very important. Okay. Now here, the you can see the dark one. Here it shows that this effect of moderation effect on thriving is not significant. It's significant. It's significant. Again, servant leadership and perceived learning of opportunities, their impact on thriving is significant. Okay, so please, I was that quick fix. I was thinking that it would not be significant, but here we can see that it is significant. Yes. The other thing, it provides the conditional effect. The conditional effect means that when perceived learning opportunities values change from less than mean to greater than mean, what happens? And here we can see that the impacts, all of them are significant, and none of the lower level confidence level to upper confidence interval do not contain zero in it. So both these information provide us that conditional effect on thriving is significant. Now, if we look at the final parts, direct effect of SL on M, we remember from the previous discussion, it was minus 1.1569, and it was significant. And here we can see that it is significant. But conditional effect, if you look at them, so there you would see that the conditional effect, it changes from less than mean to greater than mean. Initially, it is 0.2871, and then it becomes 0.41 at mean, and mean at plus one standard deviation, it becomes 0.5336. So the slope increases. And here, if we look at the LLCI and ULCI, the lower level confidence interval level and upper level confidence interval, so we can see that they do not contain zero in it. Or in other terms, both the values, so upper and lower level and upper level confidence interval are having same sign. Finally, index of moderated mediation, we can see that it is again a positive. It has got a positive effect, and again the range of confidence interval does not contain zero in it. So it shows that this conditional mediation effect is also significant. The same graph which we produced there, we can see the graph here as well. So this is all for today's work. And inshallah, we'll meet again.